Greetings and welcome to a Monday edition of the Shotgun Start. It is January 5th. Andy, how we doing?
Brendan, I'm doing great. I gotta say, it's a victory Monday. You know,
What's the victory? The Bears lost to the Lions. Illinois
the frogs,
win.
the frogs.
No, the frogs.
We're carrying it over. Just
Friday
been buzzing all weekend. The frogs get off the shine, win a tight one. Take it to LA Golf Club. And vanquish Justin Rose. Even though he did Justin Rose things.
Friday night in the SoFi Center. I was in a car ride getting texts from people watching, from people in attendance. It just, it lit up the sports calendar, I guess, this weekend. Who needs the NFL? Who needs the CFP when you got TGL's return to the main stage?
I gotta say, I wasn't locked in. I was watching it passively, but I was in Chicago. I was in Chicago, spending some time with friends and family, and we were over at our friend's house, and there, the husband of my wife's friend was like, "What are you watching?" And I'm like, "It's a screen golf league." I felt pretty silly, saying that.
I had in the show the scattershot notes because there's no golf. So I was like, I better prep a little bit for this before we just kind of start staring at each other. I did have TGL Corner. We were going to rely on PJ entirely to catch us up on what has happened. I just don't think either of us have been locked in, despite you claiming Victory Monday.
I heard my frogs brought in a hammer specialist though.
With the sheet, right? Was like some of these NFL chart. Teams. Yeah.
But I also heard they might have misplayed the first use of the hammer chart.
I got several messages that LA made horrible hammer usage, and also New York forgot about the hammer in their one. Or
Xander admitted to forgetting about the hammer.
Yeah, TGL's back. I don't know. It's been a long off season, I suppose, which is good. Golf needs it. I mean, this is honestly, I think this might be the longest we've gone without podcast. I feel rusty. I'm a little worried about it. I might be rusty coming out. I might be in poor form. Longest we've been without podcasting.
It was like kind of insane. I was like not thinking about talking on air for a couple weeks was pretty different than usual,
Yeah.
My mic didn't want to turn on tonight. It was still asleep from the holidays.
But you're back. The boys did an episode. I would commend everyone to listen to that for the year review. Also, a great dramatic reading of an article about Taylor Gooch assuming leadership duties of the Smash franchise. I don't want to rehash it here, but Joseph did a great job running down his sort of leadership capabilities in very serious tones, or self-serious article. So yeah, you've got a mic that's working. Go listen to that one. I got a standing desk now. I'm a little worried.
Oh, you're standing?
Fatigued. I might get fatigued middle of the
Wait, you're standing?
Oh, yeah. I'm a bobbing and weaving right here. My wife got me a standing desk for Christmas.
Maybe I should go back to standing. I miss those days.
Yeah,
we could be standing buddies.
You would do. Well, the thing would be mid-pod, you're kind of going up and down the elevator, and all of a sudden you're sitting and you're distracting people.
Those were the days of the shed.
Yeah.
That's what the shed was humming.
Bouncing up and down. So we'll see how long. This might be it's a different situation. I can't stand still. I can't sit still when I do this pod, but we'll see.
You know who's going to be jammed? It's PJ. PJ's going to have to get your head in the window right, and you're going to be bopping around.
You're going to be bopping around.
Up and down.
It'll be fine. I mean, I'll make it work, but we're going to, if you see the video shifting back and forth,
I can't sit still. I can't stand still. They coach these youth basketball games. People say, why don't you sit down? I'm like, I can't.
Hey,
why are you yelling the whole game? I got to yell. I can't, just be quiet.
I got to ask you, as a youth basketball coach, I know you haven't gotten a front row seat like Talor to many of the great captains that live, but did you take anything from Brooks Kepka's captaincy of Smash and taking it to the basketball court?
I mean, our kids were out of shape after Christmas break yesterday. They could have used a military style workout. I know that for sure. But no, I don't think I brought much Brooks leadership ability.
Have you taken anything from the Oklahoma City Thunder in your team building experiences?
That was incredible. That was good.
When you you're trying to be the Sam Presti of LIV. Like, how are you going to do it? Where are these draft picks coming from?
Well, that's the question. What Presti's done, he's loaded up on these picks. Where are the picks? Wait, didn't we have some more hot stove season? What else happened? Oh, the Ironheads. Nah.
I've got this. I've got all this in notes. I mean, there's slim pickings. Yeah. I mean, you want to do it right now? Let's just jump into it. Let's jump into it.
LIV hot
stove. TGL's back. We've got Luke
There's
Donald.
no Century. Also, the issue is there's no Century this week. So
I've got things falling off the desk. Luke Donald, I got a whole bunch. Luke Donald, just when Don Ray thought he was going to quietly go out gently into that night, end the year after a tumultuous year, you got Luke coming by with just a bazooka, firing one off at Don Ray. So we got the whole roundup. Let's go to LIV Hot Stove. Ironheads, I don't know what's going on here. I'm hearing like there's, Smiley Kaufman had something about it. There was drama. Kevin Na, and just like, a real modern day kind of high school drama move. Unfollowed LIV Golf on some social media platform, I believe. Do I have that right, PJ? As I understand it, and I would say I don't understand it well, and don't care to dive any deeper. Is that they might have like spoiled the Siwoo. They leaked it too soon, these signings. And that maybe upset Kevin Na, or is Na not involved anymore. Also, the LIV Korea event itself may be in jeopardy. So it just seems like Korea in general, players, Ironheads, and the event
are out on LIV.
Seems to be up in the air right now. So yes, do the Ironheads have a team? PJ, what's the deal?
I don't know if, they're allegedly changing the name of the team, and they're trying to make it all Korea based, which is how the Sungjae and Siwoo got involved allegedly. This is all reportedly throughout Twitter. I don't know if they have a team, because they had Yubin Jang last year who fell out, and he was like their big signing.
Yeah.
He was the guy that turned down a Masters invite, I think, to take this, and he won something. He was like a big deal when they signed him, and now I don't know. They have Kevin Na. We know they have Kevin Na. Maybe though he's unfollowing the league.
What about the Vincents? Are they still available? They're former Ironheads, right?
I mean, they're also not Korean. I think.
I think they're from Zimbabwe, right?
But like that, if there's this Korean theme, I don't know. It just doesn't seem to fit. But yeah, that's your hot stove. No, someone who's not yet unfollowed LIV. Pat Perez. Let's just do a quick whip around with LIV. Pat Perez is sharing Instagram photos of a PGA Tour tumbler. A little tumbler that's so it sounds like he's on the charm offensive. He turns 50 soonish, I believe. Once that I was told a couple different media members have run into PP over the break, and he is on the charm offensive. He wants back in. I think, did he follow the Fried Egg social accounts? Did I hear about this?
He did. Yeah. He did. March 1st, 50th birthday. Champions Tour Minute with Pat Perez. Open invite. Lunch with the boys. Champions Tour Minute. However we want to do it. Open invite.
PP seems to be on the way back. Bryson is saying things have to change in a what seems like a leverage play to get a jumbo contract. Half of GDP of Saudi Arabia or something is what he's looking for. Saying things have to change, but Scott's done a great job, but maybe isn't happy with the way things are. Pat Perez is out. No longer with the broadcast. No longer, I don't think, on LIV. And Brooks has left. So it seems like a bleak outlook right now for LIV. I don't want to say it's dead and dying, but as off seasons go, this is not a good one. It feels like they're going into the season with the Browns quarterback room of 8 quarterbacks, but none of them are really the future.
I think you're underrating Dustin Johnson's fishing team.
What?
Just he's a pro fisherman now. So you're missing the upside of that he brings as a pro fisherman to the league.
It doesn't. I mean, they expand the field to 57 players. Like, who cares? Great. They have, who cares? 72 holes. It seems kind of dire. I know they have Phil. They have John Rahm, who can't be in a good headspace vis-a-vis LIV.
Do you think they'd be better off at this point completely scrapping what they're doing and trying to do something different?
Just a traveling circus act.
Yeah, keep the signs. Know that you've got these star players. I mean, the question is if Bryson leaves. So let's just say he doesn't get the bag that he wants, and Bryson leaves. And I said that. I think I said this months ago, but I think it would be just rather hilarious if it's like John Rahm, Scott Vincent, Caleb Surratt, and it's just John Rahm,
Phil,
with a bunch of guys that have never done anything in golf.
Yeah.
But after he thought it was all going to put together, but the idea at this point, version 1 of LIV has not worked at all. It's pretty clear it has not worked. So why don't, if you have unlimited money and you already have these players signed, why don't you just try something brand new? Okay, what we tried didn't work. We're not too proud to admit that it didn't work. Let's take another stab at it and just try and do something completely different. And maybe it's hey, every week there's a qualifier event and there's 30 spots up for grabs. And guess where all the young talent would go play? If there was 30 spots up for grabs every week and you're playing for whatever the purse is. What are their purses? You're playing for chance to win $4 million every week. Maybe that's the way they should go. And just kind of blow it up and start fresh and say, because this format has not worked. And if they start losing their star players without replacing them, because it seems like they can't get anybody to join. When you're talking about Grazerman, an 8-figure deal for Max Grazerman that I saw, and he's mulling, and you can't get Max Grazerman. Yeah, you have to wonder if Kuchar swooped in and gave him fatherly advice.
This is the way to be.
But if you can't convince them and you can't then lose your star talent. How do we reverse what's happening? And I think their one advantage is that they have these guys under contract, so they can't go anywhere. Just blow up the league, start over. So your equity
in the leadership.
Your equity in Legion 13 is worth nothing because we're dissolving Legion 13 and we're trying something new.
It's worth nothing because it's worth nothing. None of this stuff is worth anything.
Do not tell Jason Kokrak that about Smash.
I mean, I brought this up last week when we were talking about it, me and Joseph. I think it's a very fair assessment to wonder where Jason Kokrak fit into the appointment of Taylor Gooch as Smash captain, as owner of the team.
Unsubstantiated rumor. Jason Kokrak may have paid real cash, liquid, for more stake in Smash. That I don't know. What happened to Brooksies now that he's gone? Does that matter? Does that just get dispersed?
Do you think he paid LIV? Maybe they'll recognize some revenue on 2026. He'll buy up more of Brooks's equity. Maybe he put a call in and said, can I buy more equity?
We have Talor leadership now. I'm bullish, not bearish. Let's get in. It just seems like just a rolling wave of bad mojo since pretty much, I guess, the end of their season. But certainly mid-December to now January 5th. Just drama, agitations from Bryson. The Brooks we never really talked about. We did year review on the 22nd. They announced it late. It was 6 p.m. I'm running out to get Christmas dinner stuff. It comes through the wires or whatever it does and rolled out in a hilarious fashion with LIV basically announcing as Gooch taking over Smash. and this cryptic "Thank you, Brooks" post. And then you had the PGA Tour comms post, the comical thing of like, Brooks is a good golfer and we respect his accomplishments, and that's it. And then like, people are trying to legitimize that as like, oh, this is signaling something. Eamon included. Eamon's a friend of mine. I texted him. Like, Brooks Kepka is a golfer. This isn't like Taiwan where the State Department needs to meet over every word, and because like, you say the wrong word and we could plunge ourselves into World War III with China. Like, he's a golfer, and you could just, Jay Monahan can pick up the phone and say, we'd love to have you. We don't need to make some preposterous statement and pour over every word in one of the global home meeting rooms to just release this milquetoast garbage. He's a golfer. It doesn't matter. And of course, he's probably welcome back in due time. So we had this whole cascade of news before Christmas. What do you think happens, Andy? It's my understanding at present that he might need to do some time. Like, not him, but there has to be a year or some sort of time that he can't just be showing up at Palm Springs Amex in like 5 weeks. It just can't. Rory alluded to this too. A lot of Rory comments.
You know what the day man would say?
What?
You got to pay the troll toll.
I never watched a little Sunny in Philadelphia show. My wife loves that show. I never watched it, but
got to pay the troll toll to get into the boy's soul.
You got to pay the toll to get in.
That sounds illicit. Rory says, does it make sense if Brooks wanted to play the PGA Tour again to get him back as soon as possible? Absolutely. What he's done in the game of golf would be good for everyone to get him back, but it's hard. You can't treat one person differently than you treat others. As much as the tour would like to treat Brooks differently, it sets a legal precedent because of the lawsuits that have been going on and everything else behind the scenes. He's still exempt on tour because of his major wins. That's not the hurdle. The hurdle is how they have treated others that have tried to come back, serve suspensions, or whatever it is. That's the difficult thing. There seems to be some insight there that he probably has from HQ, if you're reading the lines or between the lines. So may have to sit out a little bit, Brooksy.
Yeah, I think it's probably he's going to go play the DP World Tour, and he'll play over there for a while, and then he'll come back. Maybe it's next year.
Yeah.
There's a real question of like what's left in the tank.
I don't disagree. We were there in summer of 22 though, and thinking the same thing. And he would add another major in their intervening years, but
it's kind of. If he goes and plays the DP World Tour, it's kind of a cool, return, in a way of his career to where he started. That being said, the blip in the middle of a Hall of Fame career where he went and played for a league that he quickly displayed that he had no interest in, and effectively wasted 3 years of his life playing that tour is the unfortunate thing.
Yeah. And obviously he thought his health was I had a lot. This became like a mainstream story. And I think maybe because it's quiet time for sports or certainly golf, I had like a lot of civilians asking me about this over the break. Like, what's the deal with Brooks and became the main. I was like, he didn't want to, he thought his body was breaking down and that was a cash out situation. He never seemed to, I don't think ever a big fan of Greg Norman. I don't think he was ever fully on board with the Saudis. I think there was not a love law that, that's sort of an arranged tough marriage and there's no love loss from either side on that one. And, when he was initially approached, I think, first few times he was told him to go pound sand and then his health became more of a question. So yeah, I don't know that he was ever totally bought in, but he grinned and bared it and said all the right things and played and now he's out. But what do you do next? I think there's probably something in the tank when he wants there to be.
He's in the majors. I think it's just, how do you get ready for the majors? You're going to be playing, you go look at that DP World Tour calendar.
Well, we know we got DLF in the run up to the Masters that they're trying to get Rory and others over for. Tiger. Dr. Manjal wants Tiger to come play DLF before the Masters.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, this is going to be the hard part about this is that he's going to lose, maybe he loses a year, but like the DP World schedule is tough. So he's going to go from South Africa to China to India and be done playing competitive golf on March 29th for the Masters. Fly back from India there. Let's see, going into the PGA, he's going to be in Turkey and Spain.
He's not doing this.
Going into the U.S. Open, he's got the Netherlands and Austria and Belgium in between there. And then going into the Open, can he even play the Scottish?
Because it's co-sanctioned. I thought they could. I thought you could. I thought that was right. Didn't they have guys? Didn't somebody? A few guys did last year. Yeah, I don't think he wants to do that. I think he's got a young kid.
So what's he going to do? Where is he going to play, or is he just going to show up at the majors? And at that point, you're wasting another year. He's 36 now.
I would say the majors and 8 DP World Tour events that are kind of on the front and back ends of the year. Maybe he'll hit the Mid-East swing here at the start of the year and then do the back half of the year like he did this year, quite frankly.
The other aspect of this is it's always mind how rare it is for people to have careers that last over 10 years. And we're right at, be great for 10 years. Yeah. I mean, it's like a pretty tried and true
when we look
golf thing. If you look at basically every great player, it is 10 years. There are a few outliers, like, Rory, Ernie Els, Phil Mickelson. But if you distill Tiger, it's 10 years. There's 10 great years of Tiger. And everything after that, yeah, he won one, but it's never the same. Yeah. And if you look at Brooks, 2014 was when he burst on the scene at Pinehurst. And here we are. It's 2025. He missed the cut in 3 majors and finished T12 in the other one. So, he's got one top 25 in a major in the last 8 starts. And this year, if he doesn't go play the DP World Tour and only plays the majors, I don't really like his chances of breaking out of what he's in. It's just not if Tiger Woods couldn't win big without competitive reps, when he got the major he picked off was because he got to play consistently for 9 months. I don't think Brooks Kepka is going to win a major without competitive reps. If you look at Brooks's wins, they usually came after he played fairly well in the month leading up to it.
A good run up. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. If he doesn't go play that stuff, it's going to be a lost year. And then we're talking about 3 lost years and, effectively not doing much since, he won the PGA.
23. Yeah, 23 PGA. On the field, the actual gameplay, this changes very little. It changes little for LIV. It kind of is what it is. I don't know that it's changing anything, even if we're to start on the PGA Tour next week. It's not like, Scotty is no longer the best player and all these things. It's not changing the gameplay that much, but it's like this massive sort of narrative moment and that matters with the leverage and the ongoing. They're still filling in the framework. I think they're still working on it, but this certainly is a massive leverage addition or a significant leverage addition in the narrative of the two. We may see him in Europe. We may see him on the PGA Tour after he sits out a few. Maybe it's a year, whatever it is. It sounds like, post haste, we are going to see him in the SoFi Center on TGL. Rory making no bones about it. There's allusions to it, like SVP is like, I don't know if there's some TGL message board or some TGL WhatsApp group where all the powers that be, like everybody got the memo on this. SVP was like, we may see Brooksy soon in the SoFi Center. And Rory let it rip on Friday night. Said, I would say that's up to the people that are more powerful and more important than me, but I am one of the founders. I would love him to play. There's space on a team for Brooks to come play. It only makes what we're trying to do stronger. He's a 5-time major champion. He's been one of the best players of our generation. If he decides it's something that he wants to do, I'm sure we'll find a way to include him. So doors open to start there right away, it seems like.
I will say that I found an article on PGAtour.com before TGL kicked off in my hastily confusion when ESPN got the date wrong, and I thought I had the date wrong. So I went to PGAtour.com and I found an article that explicitly stated that in order to participate in TGL, you have to be a PGA Tour member in good standing, of which Brooks Kepka is notably not, as was just discussed for the last 15 minutes.
God, the PGA Tour has their thumb on every scale.
I don't know.
So somebody's wrong. I'd love to figure out who.
I mean, is it the co-founder of the league, or the PGA Tour?
I'd love to know who.
God, you know what's crazy is I think you could make the argument that LIV started and became a thing all because the PGA Tour trying to put their hand in the cookie jar on the Tiger Phil match.
The match, yeah,
where Phil they shook Phil down for $1 million, and that started the whole fucking thing. And here they are again with their hand in the TGL cookie jar. Just,
I mean, they have to be like, they have to bless the TGL. Like they have to. If TGL doesn't exist unless it's blessed by the tour, and so they perpetually are going to have that hand in the cookie jar after that moment.
What if this led to another spiraling out?
TGL like breaks out. There's war. They've already taken Shriners and Farmers Insurance. They're outrating the PNC. They're outrating the Grant Thornton in the December.
The PNC didn't have a chance without Tiger and Charlie. You know what? You expect Jason Longer to carry the day there?
Cooch won it. Cooch, didn't he? But if I read between the lines here, when in that prior Rory comment said he's exempt on tour because of his major wins. It's just we can't have him back on tour because of the legal precedent it would set for others. His standing might be okay, and they can accept him to TGL because then it doesn't have the whole legal entanglements that the tour does. So the standing may be good, might be all right. I think I clearly they're talking like he's if he wants to, he can come right in the door.
Hey,
so
what team most needs Brooks?
I mean, Jupiter.
There's a team with only 2 players on it. What are you talking about?
He's a native Floridian. He's the most Jupiter, person ever.
I didn't know there was another option as to what team needed him.
Juplanks, baby.
The Frogs, I don't know if you guys saw this. The Frogs have a new hometown hope. Thor.
Yeah.
Thor might be Thor. You saw the early rookie jitters, first timer jitters. He didn't get out of the bunker, but then by that he looked like a future superstar for the Frogs.
I did see the very end of the match. He was rolling in putts. That's all I saw. I missed the bunker stuff where he left to the bunker.
We got the league on watch. I guess I got to do power rankings this week.
You do.
Seems like the betting lines that were in lockstep with my power rankings.
PJ, do we do TGL Corner? Let's do a read for our friends at Fried Egg Golf Club first.
Oh,
Join
wow.
Fried Egg Golf Club. We're rolling into 2026 with big plans.
We aren't doing any TGL content there. No.
Just power rankings behind.
There's no TGL. In case this part of the podcast has riveted you, you're not going to find any of the TGL content there yet.
I was going to say, I believe there is a discussion forum about TGL Season 2. If you want to go chop it up with people, you can do that. I think so. I'm pretty sure I got tagged into this deal.
Go to Fried Egg Golf Club. There's a forum, a discussion forum. There's weekly course profiles. You get early access to events. You get a standing discount in the merch shop. You support us. You support our work. We hit a nice threshold there. We got hot at the end of the year. It got real hot at the end of the year. Crossed. I wouldn't say a Rubicon, but crossed a nice momentous membership mark, and we're going to keep it rolling in 2026. We work very hard to deliver $120 worth of value and more, whether it's weekly, annually, however, whatever you find to be most beneficial. There's the the discount or the pro shop access or the content that comes your way or the hangouts. We got plans for those, bringing in cool guests for those. There's a lot of ways we try to make it worth your $120 go a long way, and it supports our work, gets us out, able to shoot more golf courses, and when we reinvest. As I always say, we don't go out and buy a new fancy boat with that money. We buy a new camera to shoot golf courses, or we take more trips to shoot more golf and deliver more content. So sign up, check out Friday Golf Club. I know we got some new listeners around here.
It could be a New Year's resolution. You could say, I'm going to be a more engaged golfer. And, way to do that, Friday Golf Club.
Love it. Love it. Support our work. All right, TGL Corner.
Are we still talking? Wait, no, we got to move on. There can't be more TGL to talk about.
Well, Boston has a mascot. I thought you were.
We've known about that. We've known about that forever. I had a Greenie the ball frog stuffed animal.
No.
That was unofficial.
It's the frog. All right, let's get Greenie out of here. And B, now it's real.
Do you like the mascot?
It's I like its attire. I like the old timey little golf and
serious
plaid.
Analysis of the mascot.
I like the attire.
It feels like
mascots kind of bizarre to begin with. So I think this is a step too far for me. But
it feels like we're playing chess. Everybody else is playing checkers. We got a mascot out there. We put the shirts out every match. We sign a hometown hero. These are the things that winning franchises do.
This is just something that I noticed, but the hometown hero Michael Thorbjornsson was in a fake Drake May jersey. That's a bad look.
Oh, like what?
I'll just be honest. That was the first thing I saw. I refrained from tweeting about it, but I'll say it here. We got to just do better. We just got to.
What was it? A knockoff? It wasn't. It wasn't an official gear.
It's like when you buy on a folding table walking into the stadium.
Yeah, it was like one of those fashion jerseys. I was like, are we kidding right now? Like seriously, guy's gonna be the MVP of the league. We can't get a real jersey.
That's funny. The mascot, I'll just say, can I say something about the mascot? People probably want me to go nuts launch about this. Of course it's ridiculous. It's stupid. And anyone who tries to seriously, argue about its, value and benefit should be laughed at and dismissed summarily. But they're probably just trying to win over some kids. And I think that's fine. They've got a lot of money, and they're just trying to win over everybody. And it was fine. I was fine.
We're just trying to grow the game.
What the kids can't go to is the lemonade stand. Because it's not a lemon. It's Mike's. They have a big, in the arena, Mike's Hard Lemonade stand. This is just taking the good old American as apple pie lemonade stand at the end of the driveway and putting an NC-21 stamp on it and Mike's Hard Lemonade stand in the SoFi Center. We got pictures of the Hard Lemonade stand. I don't know. We got to get back down there at some point.
Realistically, I say this. I enjoyed a lot of libations this break. I was on a heater. You might say.
I mean, Mike's Hard.
No, but my question would be: I had numerous occasions where a fridge, got emptied out in a sitting. With some good friends.
Yeah.
Is there a worse thing to have remaining, left, than a Mike's Hard? I honestly, of any canned, bottled beverage, it might be at the near, Mad Dog 2020 might be the only thing below it for me.
Would you take an ice over a Mike's Hard?
Oh yeah,
Smirnoff Ice.
All day, every day that ends in Y.
We have been sitting in our fridge since I think the pandemic, when we were real desperate. Everybody's like, "Oh God, you just got to stock up on pandemic stuff." We have 2 buzz balls that are sitting in my fridge, my basement fridge. And it doesn't matter how dry the house is. I think those are just going to stay there.
I've got this case of White Claws that I've just had for 4 years. I don't know what to do. I think we're doing some cleaning up. And I was thinking about just getting rid of them. Because if I've held on to something and it takes up valuable space.
Yeah.
It needs to go.
Buzzballs, I think I would go for a Mike's Hard over a Buzzball at this point. Sorry, PJ. All right, that's enough. TGL.
I can't wait till Mike's Hard reaches out about sponsoring the pod.
We've had some inquiries from some interesting adult bevy things that I'll just leave it there. Some interesting beverages trying to rebrand. All right, let's move on. Don Ray gets absolutely blasted by Luke Donald. This is the Tom Kershaw in the Times of London. Luke Donald says
Tom had to have a great offseason with Clayton getting to ride
3,000 strikeouts, a ring to end his career. I mean, how great is that?
Apparently, Luke Donald wanted this.
Times over the last months, I haven't measured up to those standards. I apologize for that.
The cadence there is like he's, Ted Cruz or Chuck Schumer at some get out of here. Here's Luke Donald. That was disappointing. And Luke, who's just been prim and proper the whole way through, doesn't take a swipe at really anything. And
does not say a lot of stuff.
Leads with impact. As word he talks, he makes sure it's impactful. Says that was disappointing because anyone who was in Rome and New York knew it was completely different. Saying hats off to your bank account is from Rome is slightly different than F your 5-year-old or whatever it was. And this wasn't just one or two guys, it was hundreds, maybe thousands. As a leader, I think he's speaking of one leader of the first responders, 31,000. As a leader, you have a responsibility. Nobody's perfect. We all make mistakes and F up. Just own up to it. Just say, we should have done more. This isn't acceptable, and we will do better next time. I would have loved to have heard that message rather than, well, it happens, and it happened over there. I don't think that's what leaders should do. That is an undressing. If it's in Luke Donald terms, that's an undressing. And Rory, I guess in another article, this was on the soccer podcast, that little soccer podcast.
Yeah.
Which was great. I've watched clips. I haven't listened to the whole thing. Said something about Keegan should have said, I've talked to Keegan and he should have done more.
Which, are you worried about team chemistry with the Frogs? When I read it, that's where my head went.
I thought about it too. They're teammates. I mean, if you're Boston management right now, are you worried about these guys sniping at each other in the press? There'll be Globe articles where they're going back and forth in the Globe.
You know what I think we should do?
What?
We should move Keegan to Jupe Stinks for picks and Brooksy.
I mean, I would take that if I'm Jupe Stinks management. I don't know. I've never seen Brooks in the arena. Who knows? So that was an interesting. So some unloading the chamber there with a few extras before the year is out. Just saying you should have done more. Both of you, Keegan and Luke is clearly referring to Don Ray when he talks about it was the same over here as it was over there. So, any reaction to that, Andy? No, kind of says what it says on its face.
Not really any reaction to that. I think they're spot on with both of them. I felt like Keegan. I watched one of the worst moments of the kind of Rory New York fan situation I think it was on Saturday. And I watched Keegan just standing right on the green. There's a big group of people. Would have really been easy. And all I was thinking about is this is ridiculous. And it would be really easy if Keegan Bradley just said, hey, everybody just shut up.
Yeah.
Like if he had said that, I think it would have dispelled that situation, which wasn't a good situation, didn't end well. It was one of those times where I think it took, Rory probably about 5 minutes to hit a putt. And Keegan's just standing there, looking. And I think he got excited when they either halved or won the hole. It's like it. I don't know. So I agree. I kind of actually agree with that. And one thing I had, I was just thinking that rattled in my head about Keegan. Where does he rank in terms of most recognizable golfers in Gen Pop? Where would you say? Where would you say that Keegan ranks now? Because I think it actually is really high.
Yeah, 5 to 7, somewhere in there. top 10. I think he was massively popular. And I think, I think some of it's like the Barstool stuff and being from Boston. Like, he had some visibility there because he had found a niche. And then obviously he wins in Travelers a couple times, and the Ryder Cup stuff being, but like, I think he's top like 5 to 7. Really popular.
Full swing and what Zach did to him on that show.
Sure. Yeah. I think he's pretty mainstream popular over the last 2 to 3 years, and certainly the Ryder Cup was a big part of that. It's a tough spot to be in. But like Luke Donald said, with Rhea, kind of, that's when you lead, you figure it out. News. Let's rip to news real quick. Really sad one. Jumbo Ozaki died of cancer over the break. I think it was right before that, or just after the holiday. Obviously, was the greatest Japanese golfer. Maybe still considered the greatest Japanese golfer. Hideki has obviously won a Masters since Jumbo's career ended. So that was really sad. I'd commend you to go back and listen to our, I guess it was a flashback kind of mini spotlight we did on Jumbo a few years ago. I think we reshared around the holidays. And then more recently, we have a Good Guy Jerry Award, I think, already. First pod of the year, a Good Guy Jerry Award. He hasn't always been a good guy. He hasn't always been a good boy. But a Good Guy Jerry Award to Tommy Two Gloves Gainey, the Solicitor General, spoke to Monday Q, Ryan French, and said as a past champion of the Bahamas KFT event, he had an exemption next week. I believe this is Eczema or Abaca, one of those. They go back to back. I say he called up. The tournament director said, no disrespect to the tournament. That's the last thing I want to do as a former champion. But I would like to give my spot to one of the young guys. And he told Ryan French, it's 10 times harder than when I came up. I didn't want to take a spot from a guy, from one of the young guys. He said, these young guys are so good. Any one of them can win, even the last guy in the field. Give him my spot. That's a stand-up move from Tommy Gainey. I love that. Should it be on Tommy Gainey to have to do that? Probably not. There should probably be some management oversight of how these things are working. But
there has to be people that make calls and make difficult conversation and have difficult conversations. That's the problem with the tour, is nobody would go out of their way and call Tommy Gainey and be like, hey, it's like the Augusta National does a shoulder tap. They say,
yeah,
what do you think about this year being the last one?
And these aren't, no defense to Tommy Gainey, but these guys aren't Tommy Gainey. They're like, Arnold Palmer or, Ian Woosnam. Like, these are guys who are Hall of Famers, more or less.
And the tour is, meanwhile, letting Russ Cochran play events and J. Blake.
Good on Tommy. A good reporting there from Monday Q, Ryan French. All right, that does it for news. Should we hit some over-under recap of 25? PJ, you said you pulled up some receipts or some sort of, you want to do an audit on our over-unders for 25. We are not going to do our over-unders for 26. It's fallow here. I mean, I'm going to miss Kapalua this week, but last year Kapalua started on like New Year's Day. And this year would have, if it was going on, and I had people who are over there. Of course, seems like it's bounced back pretty nicely. It was going to be late even by normal standards. Now we don't have it at all. So we'll do over-unders here in the next 10 days or so. But what about 25? PJ, do you have some auditing you want to get out there?
I do. I audited all of the ones we did. We had let me count them up here. Oh boy, that escalated quickly. We had 28 over-unders.
28? We don't need to do all those.
We don't have to do all of them. I will just say only one of the three people here went under 500 amongst all 28. Andy, I have bad news for you. 12 and 16.
That's
not
okay.
Great. It's not what you want.
That's all right. We went over on the Bears.
There you go.
Went over on the Bears. I was going to say that. So we did use Golf Facts tweets. The line was a half, 0.5, and that unfortunately was 0. Might have to take that one off.
That one might be off the board.
Twitter's never, no sure sign. Twitter is a former shell of itself than it once was. Use Golf Facts.
I wonder if Use Golf Facts doesn't like the changes to the algorithm, and that's why they're
not an
holding
Elon
back.
Fan.
We did even say that last year that maybe there was going to be a Use Golf Blue Sky at some point. To my knowledge, I don't think there has been. So that one, I think we might have to cross that out. For whatever.
All right. Sad.
We all took over 0.5 missed cuts for Scotty Scheffler, of which there were 0. So that was a 3-way miss on that. 0 missed cuts for Scotty.
Wow.
Zero missed cuts for Scotty. All 3 of us took over for that one. So that was a 3-way miss.
Different era for the miscut stat, if we're being honest. So
yeah, miscut. This is another thing that the signature events have ruined.
Winding you up. All right,
just do it over under. It just makes the over under game less fun.
It's fair.
Sub 60 rounds on the PGA Tour and Korn Ferry Tour combined. The line was 4.5. It was 4. Jake Knapp was the only one on the PGA Tour, and then there were 3 on the Korn Ferry Tour.
That
2 in one event.
Chile or whatever it was. Yeah.
So that was a good line there, right on the number. Wyndham Clark PGA Tour wins 0.50. The under hits on that one. Brendan, the only one to get that one correct. That one was tied in for some reason with Tom Kim, destruction of property, which was 1.5. To my knowledge, to my memory, I think that was a 0. But if we took Wyndham Clark's destruction of property,
would have hammered
that. That would have been a massive win.
Set the line now for 26.
The alt line on not Wyndham wins, but Wyndham destruction of property.
That must have been right after the Korea
the
event.
locker.
He beat up something. Yeah.
Joaquin Niemann Masters finish 22.5 was the line. He came in solo 29th. So missed the over on that one.
Yeah.
Dustin Johnson made cuts at majors 1.5, only made 1 for DJ, which I think. Where was this? Andy, you said over. You were believing in DJ. I knew somebody took the over on that one. Liv Majors was obviously 0. Bryson Majors was 0. I did say we could allude to Taylor Gooch here. Taylor Gooch outlandish comment was 2.5.
I mean, that article got him in under the wire.
I was going to say,
he hammered the over.
Are we counting that as multiple comments or just one?
That was multiple. That was a late cover. Late cover in the final days of the year. Late cover.
Well, so we'll give him that one.
Yeah.
Zach Johnson moments 0.5. I think coming in 8th at the Masters should count.
What was it? Zach Johnson
moments. Just Zach period. This is coming off of a year
of
him
not showing up at the Ryder Cup.
Cursing at Augusta. Cursing at Augusta, the don't serve me. Coming off of a hot year for Zach. We set it at a half. I think a top 10 at the Masters should count.
I agree. He came up in your review multiple times. That counts. I agree.
Oldest player to make a PGA Tour start, 62.5. This was smashed by the Corey Pavin, Olin Brown, and somebody else at Colonial, who are all 66.
Oh my God!
We got to keep that one alive to run that one back this year.
Well, we might have to move it up if the 3 of them
like 64.
Yeah, we might have to move it up. That was smash.
We got to look at some anniversaries. So see if there's any memorable moments of nondescript 80s tour pros. That we have to relive.
30th anniversary of a win in New Orleans or something. Yeah.
Justin Thomas, Jordan Spieth, and Ricky Fowler combined major top 10s. The line was 2.5. The outcome was 0.
Ooh. Was it Spieth, JT, and who?
Ricky.
Fowler? Yeah.
BP, you took the over 2.5 on that.
I went under. I hammered under there, right?
Andy did take the under. JT Ryder Cup points was set at a half. It was basically, did he make the team? All 3 of us took the over on that one.
Yeah, won the singles at least. Right?
He had 2. He won with Cam Young and the singles.
That's
right. These were arguably my 2 favorites. PIF deal announced. March 12.5, Wednesday of Players Week. That would still be the over, considering We're nowhere.
The first 2 months of the year is like, this is happening.
Great. It looked great. You got a positive cash out on that one. You were looking at your app going, oh, they might take this.
You got a positive cash out.
You were looking at it going like, oh, do I take this? No, it looks pretty good. Relatedly, PGA Tour CEO announcement, also March 12.5. We picked that. That's Wednesday of Players Week. That ended up being June 12th.
Yeah.
So that was the over for that by a couple months there. And then just to bring it full circle, we did this in January, but around the same time last year. So we had no business knowing anything. We set the Bears, Browns, Jets wins number at 19.5. All three of us took the under, and it was 19.
Oh, really?
Winning by the hook. All three of us win by the hook.
That's
How
unbelievable.
much did the Bears contribute to that? 11?
11, 5, and 3.
The Browns, of course, are hot. They go into the offseason back-to-back dubs in the division.
The Brownies.
Oh, my God. Shador's terrible. I'm sorry. That's probably going to get me in trouble. So, like, he's not good. He's terrible. He's terrible. I mean, the Bengals have, like, the worst defense. Well, he's not good. Anyways, that could send us into Football Minute.
Hey, Peach, how do you feel about your Jets?
Today was great. Today was like just...
You're in a Jets hood, Jets crew neck, a throwback just for the listeners. He's in his Jets.
It was a great day. Everything that the Jets needed to happen happened, which never happens, ever. So we're up to 2. We have the first pick in the second round, thanks to the Raiders win. Thank you to the Giants for winning a meaningless game to get us 2. We are in position for a quarterback. Dante Moore is inevitably going to lose to Indiana and then decide to stay in school, and we're going to take an off-ball linebacker from Ohio State with the 2nd overall pick. But until that happens, today was a great day. Everything that happened,
I was thinking
went correctly.
You guys could take the Simpson, you know?
I don't think Ty Simpson's coming out. I thought maybe he was. I was looking forward to it. And then that went sideways quickly.
Oh, look. Thirst bucket TJ Watt is dressed right now. The Peacock is on my TV here. I'm just glad Miles just shattered that record. Wow.
BP, we know who Jason Day is rooting for tonight. The Browns fan that is also a Steelers fan.
Also a Steelers fan. I mean, who knows? He may just appreciate the whole AFC North, and he's torn again tonight. I have no idea.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I mean, I think the Steelers, quite frankly. There's like a kernel of a chance like Lamar could get hot and maybe they win a few. The Steelers have no chance to go anywhere in the playoffs. I think the Steelers. And I would love for the Ravens, just the franchise to just combust. It seems like there's some drama going on. I would love for the Ravens to just enter team turmoil off season again. I think I'm ready for the Steelers. Can I just talk about the Jets quick time?
I hope the Ravens win so bad.
Why?
Well,
Rodgers?
It could be the last game of Aaron Rodgers' career.
Yeah, could have. Yeah, I mean, the Browns, I think,
that was unnecessary. There's no reason for that. There's just no reason for that.
I want to just, PJ, I didn't watch the game, but I heard on Red Zone as I'm at my computer, and I'm sure this is like a famous stat everybody's talked about already. The Jets did not have an interception the entire NFL season.
Yeah, it's actually a statistical impossibilty. It's the first time
completely incomprehensible.
Like, and their coach is a D-back.
It's a former all-pro cornerback.
All-pro cornerback.
Like, what is the PGA? I was thinking, what's the PGA Tour comp for this? Like, not making a putt over like 12 feet for and playing a full like 25 event schedule. Like, what is the this seems impossible to just not happen once.
I think this was the worst team in franchise history, which is like an incredibly high bar for the Jets.
Does he have to get fired? It seems like they're embarrassingly.
Yes, he does, but they're not going to. I mean, I don't know how you can realistically run this back.
They're going to play the Bears playbook, which is you can't wait. You can't do this to the quarterback.
The new incoming.
You have to. If you're taking a quarterback, you have to fire the defensive coach. Hire the offensive coach and set the clocks together.
Yes. That's what this is. Well, at least they fired the defensive coach and hired the offensive coach in year 2 for Sam, but they hired the worst coach in the history of the NFL. So it didn't really matter at that point. That was already made up, whether he coached offense or defense. Yeah, I think this was the worst team by far in franchise history.
Like, what was it, 35-0 or 35-7 today? Just like a total. It doesn't seem like you can keep it together.
They straight up did not have a chance to win. And the irony is they beat Atlanta on a walk-off field goal. We lose that game, we get the number 1 pick, and they win that game there in the playoffs. Is the irony of the whole thing. But yeah, it's not good. It's the worst 5-game. I believe it's the worst 5-game stretch in NFL history. The last 5 games of the season by point differential. They got outscored like 150 to like 18 or something in the last 5 games. It's literally impossible.
But you're happy because they got everything to go their way. Andy, conversely, how are you feeling? You're going into the playoffs as the Kings of the North, NFC North champs, home game, lost 2 in a row though. How you feeling?
The Packers.
And you're hosting the Packers.
I feel okay. I feel fine. I mean, we're so far ahead of schedule. If you told me, we just did the in January of last year that we'd be the number 2 seed and hosting, I'd be like, what? No way. Like complete. And so I'm very happy. I do think this sets up like a worst case scenario for both fan bases. And I feel like Packers fans probably feel the exact same way I feel right now, where if we win, it's going to be awesome. It's going to be amazing to send the Packers home. If we lose, it's like the worst thing that could happen. It's like the worst. There was a moment in today's game where they're losing, and I'm like, you know what?
Right.
Maybe the 3 seed's fine.
Right.
Maybe
because the Eagles.
And the Eagles take out the Packers. We play the Rams, and if we lose to the Rams, whatever. But now it sets up this whole thing that it's just going to be. It's just going to be. I remember the last time this happened, and Todd Collins was playing quarterback because Jay Cutler got hurt, and Todd Collins was just throwing grounders to wide receivers.
I mean, you're not going to like this comp, but there's a little Spieth in the Bears. For 3-hour stretches, it looks like they might be the best player in the world, the best team in the world. But there's stretches where it feels like they're holding it all together with like duct tape and chicken wire.
The defense is horrendous.
And also much like Spieth, they get ridiculous bounces. Ridiculous bounces.
I mean, they had 0 points for like 80% of the game today.
Their defense,
I don't know. And then the Niners game, they looked like world beaters.
Their defense is so bad. It's so bad. It's like we have no ability to put pressure on a quarterback with 4 people. It never happens. Today's matchup was a nightmare because Jared Goff, why is he not great? It's like, oh, he can't get away from pressure. Well, I got good news for you. We can't get any pressure. So, yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen?
Ahead of schedule,
I don't like that the Packers signed Trayvon Diggs. Like, I don't like that. I just don't like anything. I think that I hate that we're playing them.
You got a home playoff game.
If we win, I'm going to be really happy we played them.
That's great. You're right. That's
like that's the thing. If we beat them, I will be happier than if we beat any other team.
This is the best. It is the best possible win on the schedule.
It is also the worst
if you lose. All of this was for nothing.
Sign up. That's why we sign up.
That's why we play the games.
The deal with the devil. Dance with the
Is Malik Willis going to be playing?
Oh my God! You just have to stop this. You just have to. I don't want this to happen to you, but after the amount of shit you've talked for the last month, I hope he throws for 300 yards. I don't actively want to harm you, but like, oh my, you were just poking the bear.
Do you think we're the Sunday night game?
No, you're gonna be the 4:00 game.
Fox.
We're gonna have TB.
Yeah.
TB is gonna be. God,
Fox
we've had a lot of TB this year. TB's good.
God, there's about a 10-minute window today. Joe Burrow just throwing a 97-yard pick six. I had an Andy Galaxy Brain Malik Willis take and my pounce around my head. The Browns have the most stable quarterback situation in the division, with Lamar apparently maybe want to be Aaron Rodgers is dead.
Burrow might quit. Burrow might quit.
Yeah. It would last at 10 minutes. Shedeur then, made it clear he's not. All right. Anything else?
Who's going to be the Browns coach? It's the better question.
It should be Kevin Stefanski.
Yes,
we can't do this. Stop. Like, I don't care what pick we have. I don't care. Like, I've done this for 25 years with turnover, and people are like, you lost your chance at a better pick. It doesn't matter where we pick. Like, we've bombed out at number 2, at number 1. Like, I don't care anymore. It doesn't matter. I'm sick of it. I don't care anymore. So
let's see what we got here. We got mock draft. Jets getting Dante Moore, and the Brownies. You getting Jordan Tyson, Arizona State.
There you go.
Okay.
Plenty of Ohio State guys to pick in the top 6. Might have 3 Ohio State guys in the top 6.
Downs, Tate,
Tate,
Reese.
and Reese.
Yeah. Oh, all right.
I know what the Bears need. They need a D-end or a D tackle. We should just draft that the entire draft.
Over and over and over again. Just keep getting D-end guys. All right.
No more wide receivers. Stop drafting wide receivers.
We don't need tight ends or wide receivers. Or any offensive linemen. It's kind of amazing.
I think that does it. Do we have any Nico Echevarria facts we can throw out there to sort of mitigate the football minutes here at the end?
Let's see. Nico.
I know he had a solid.
Nico started the year 66th in the world rankings, and now he's 68th. So he's been a pretty run-the-mill year.
He's 51st. What are you looking at?
He's 52.
I don't know what I'm looking at, but I heard Brendan say 68.
I was going to say, maybe he got into the top 50 for the Masters, but no, he didn't. He's one spot out.
Hey, Nico doesn't want it the way that Gerard wants it.
We didn't go to Mauritius. All right, that does
it. Nico could have gone on that plane.
I think for our first pot of 25, we have plenty of preview stuff planned here. We're going to review our top 10. Andy's little game he loves to do with like top 10 players in the world, who's coming, who's going. We know who left. Wyndham, we just talked about him. He left and left in a blaze of fury. Talk about that, make some predictions for 26, and then we'll get to golf at the Sony Open eventually in mid-January. But we got some good preview stuff coming in the next week. Appreciate you guys joining us again for one more year of Shotgun Start. We will talk to you on Wednesday.